All right, this is the first round or second round NCAA Super Region 2 postseason tournament. Valdosta State Blazers were victorious 33-17 over Miles College. I have with me today in the middle head coach Jermaine Jackson. To his left, graduate student Larry Elder. And to his right, graduate student Blake Hester. Coach, please open with an opening statement on today's game.
Yeah, Blazers win. We like to say that around here. And we make no qualms about it, no matter where we are and what time of the year we're in. Definitely not the game that we wanted to play. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties that we committed that we normally don't commit. But we did have some shining lights. We didn't turn the ball over. We're the #1 team in the country in turnovers gained and turnover margin, and we were able to not commit a turnover, which is a big deal. But we did see their #1 red zone defense. We saw how that held up, of them not allowing people to score touchdowns. And so for us, I'm not gonna sit here and say we gotta go back to the basics, because we try to stay basic. But we've gotta get to work tomorrow to fix some things that we knew better on, and just have some reminders. We made some day one mistakes. I don't know if it was because it was after a bye week or what it was, but we definitely got to get some things fixed. I got full confidence in the group of guys in that locker room that we're going to get that done. But certainly anytime you can win a playoff game against one of the top 16 teams in the country that's left, we certainly make no qualms about celebrating that.
Questions for the student athletes?
Coach talked about how you guys were coming off that bye week. Do you feel like, if any, that kind of attributed to a little bit of a slow start today for you guys?
Yeah, I do. I look back at the 3 times we've been off. We were off after the hurricane. We were off for the normal bye week. In all of those, and then this past weekend, in all of those games, we started off very slow. Look kind of methodical. We didn't find a rhythm until later. I'm glad there's no more opportunities for bye weeks, because we certainly don't want to do that again. But that's just us. And so we gotta get that fixed. We want to start fast. I thought we did, but we didn't stay fast. And I think the bye week helped us from a health standpoint, but it certainly hurt us from a rhythm standpoint in all 3 phases.
Blake, 3 touchdowns today for you. What do you feel like went right on the gridiron to get all those scores?
Just, shout outs our quarterback Sammy, saw a man, threw it, and shout out the O-line. Without them boys, we could not get any of this going. So it really starts with them.
It felt like in the third quarter you guys held the ball just over 8 minutes in that one, just really draining the clock. You talk about how you guys were able to take the L out of yourselves defensively and was able to, to control the pace in the second half.
Yeah, we weren't trying to control it. We were trying to score. It just so happened that we were able to convert some third downs that we didn't convert in the first half, which led to extending the drive. And so I didn't know we held it for 8 minutes. We didn't have a clock in the second half. So I was kind of counting in my head by Mississippi's to see what the time was. And so we certainly don't go out and say, hey, we want to hold it. But I think the rhythm that we were getting in, running the ball, getting 5 and 6 yards, extending the drive, that helped us on that, because in the first half, they held the ball intentionally. They were moving slow. They were trying to keep our offense off the field. And so to look down there and see that we almost evened up this time of possession when we were down 20 to 9 minutes in the first half from a time of possession, I think that third quarter really helped us do that.
Larry, talk about your plan on defense and the defense as a whole today.
Yeah. Oh, Larry. Go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry. I get so used to talking your turn.
I feel like we came out a little fast, and then we made a few mistakes like in the third quarter, but we could fix it, and then we just gotta fix the mistakes and then just keep playing fast and play our defense, and we'll be fine.
Larry, how important was it to only give up 3 points there in that first half and go into the locker room with that double-digit lead?
It was very important. We really pride ourselves in not letting people score, and then we pride ourselves in the red zone. We just gotta keep playing sound football. So it was just like we was glad we did that.
Do you think they won 16-3, and then you guys scored the touchdown, and then got the, for lack of a better term, onside kick? What was that kind of a difference maker in the game, do you think, or what was that one of the big plays of the game in terms of getting 2 possessions there?
Oh yeah,
Either guys,
yeah, most definitely. That was definitely a momentum swing. So we definitely feed off of momentum. So we pride ourselves with enthusiasm from the team. So that was definitely a momentum swing right there.
Larry, defensively, you guys gave up those 2 late scores. How important is it for you guys to clean that part of the defense up, not getting too complacent there in the second half?
Yeah, so we gave those up off of explosive plays. They got those explosives. We got a limited explosive plays. They got those explosives, and then they got them in the red zone, and we did poor in the red zone. But we just got to give up. We got to limit the explosives, and we'll be just fine.
How important was it to get just like one tournament game under your belt? You know, go forward and take this win and move forward with it.
Extremely important. You're talking about a group of guys that we haven't been in this situation before. I think people read too much into what other people say we are, right? Like, oh, you're the number 1 team in the region, you're this, you're that. This group of guys have not played in this tournament together. It's not like it used to be where guys are 4-year guys and they've been to the tournament, they understand. This was new. This was new. And now that we have that experience, as long as we do what we've normally done, which is once we have an experience, we fix the issues from the experience the following week, then I've got full confidence that our guys will come back next week and respond. And the good thing is they've set themselves up to be at home in this tournament. And that's always big. We play better, I think, here at home in the comforts of our own homes and things of that nature. So we're excited about getting to work for tomorrow and taking that experience and fixing the issues.
Go ahead.
It's, no question that your defense is obviously way better this year than it was last year. When you have a defense like that and you have a game where you might struggle offensively to get it going, how much have you seen that kind of almost take a weight off Sammy and that offense going into games like this?
It takes a weight off me. Forget about Sammy. It takes a weight off of me. It's funny because you really don't associate Valdosta State home with an air raid with playing great defense. We've gotten to the point now on defense where giving up 17 points is like a travesty. Where my first year here, we were begging to give up 23. And so you can tell that these guys take a lot of pride in it. I'm glad it happened to us so they can get back to being hungry, because sometimes you think things are just gonna happen because the averages say it's gonna happen. But definitely it takes a weight off of everybody in the program when you can rely and play some defensive snaps, keep getting the ball back to give your offense opportunities to try to go and score. So it's a complimentary type of way, but we certainly enjoy it.
Coach, how big is it that 33-17 win felt like you underperformed?
It's just the standard in what we do, man. You know, we tell these guys all the time, there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And we believe that our collective was it started as an idea. We believe our time has come. And so when you have a high expectation, not because we're at Valdosta State, but because the people in the room in August decided that they wanted to make something happen, then 33-17, when you know it should have been 40-something to 3, is not good. And so I love it that way. These guys love it that way. They wouldn't want it any other way. We look forward to going to work tomorrow and fixing it.
Coach, the passing game, not as efficient today as it's been this season. Did Miles do something that kind of maybe threw that off, or what did you see from the defense that kind of maybe had an impact on that?
Man, they got 24 interceptions back there, and they've got long, lengthy DBs that can run. They played a lot of coverage, a lot of what we call Zorro coverage, which is cover 4 just in lanes back there. They weren't going to allow us to get vertical, and that's why we were able to run the ball, because when they went man coverage, we were able to run some guys off, block the box, and then we were able to spring some long runs. They came in here with a really good plan, and so they took away what we like to do, but thankfully now we're able to run the football. I sat at this table a year ago, couldn't run the football, and so what we do is we do whatever we need to do to win. And today, running the football was more important than throwing it, but we won. So we get real excited about that.
Just kind of double back to that kickoff return that y'all were able to get on the ball on, and just talk about how your special teams units were able to bounce back after a couple of miscues early in the first half. Yeah,
so here's the deal. They put a guy out there with 2 knee braces wearing number 68. We're gonna kick it at like that's not that's not rocket science. That ain't great coaching. That's just common sense, right? That's sandlot football at its finest. The kid with the glasses and braces, we're gonna kick it at it. And so we saw it early. They kept it that way. We took advantage of it. Our players executed at a high level. And, you know, anytime you can get the ball back on special teams, it's a great deal.
Any more questions?
Well, I have one more.
Yeah.
Coach, going into now, we now know it's gonna be Virginia Union. It was you mentioned in your first year, that was the first team that, you lost to as a head coach here. So is there any, opportunity for you, to advance that loss? So can you talk about, what Virginia Union and, just talk about how important it is just, get the little, revenge here of sorts?
Yeah, man, we really don't live in revenge, right? This is a brand new collective. This is, again, we feel like our time has come. Here's what I'll say about Virginia Union. Dr. Coach Parker, has done an extremely good job with that football program because they're not the Virginia Union of old. I think they've been to the playoffs 3 years in a row, and we look forward to having the best in the country coming back to Bazemore for a showdown next week. We feel like we got something too, and we didn't feel that way 2 years ago. And so we try not to avenge things because none of these guys were even here really. We just trying to be the best that we can be on that day so we can continue to be last at this press conference. And then, because when we're last at this press conference, that means we're the advancing team. And so that's our goal. It's great that it's at home, but I look forward to getting these guys back on the grass tomorrow afternoon and going to work because we know that that's a good football team, and we think we are too. And so we're going to get to work on that.
All right, guys, thank you.